3 years of head-over-heels love, and Chase chose to dump me so he could run straight into the arms of my rich girl roommate. Finally seeing the freeloader for what he was, I said, "Hope you and that gold digger stay chained together forever." Later, when he showed up at my family's company begging for a job with tears all over his face, he only made me sick to my stomach. Riley, I was jolted awake by a wave of cheap, acrid perfume. No need to guess, it had to be my obscenely wealthy white ribbon rich girl roommate heading out to hunt for her next party. I tugged my blackout curtain aside and squinted at her through sleepy eyes. The moment Blair saw my head pop out, she let out a scornful sniff. Must be nice to sleep straight through till noon. Tell me, does anyone ever ask you out? Then again, you run around looking like a slob all day, zero sex appeal. Yeah, and you look like a bargain bin knockoff who matches with everyone, yet guys swarm you anyway. I rolled my eyes, yanked the curtain shut, and flopped back onto my pillow. Shiyu, come check this outfit, she pushed her luck, raising her voice. Immediately came Ding Shiyu's fawning reply, "That's the new Gucci Marmorn, right? I saw it online the other day, 18K Blair, you're gorgeous and loaded, only a real trust fund heir could deserve you." Blair smiled, pleased as punch. My family owns piles of these. Dorm space is the only reason I didn't bring more. Back home I've got an entire room just for designer bags. Another squeal of or burst from Ding Shiyu. "I'll take you girls to see the world sometime. Gotta run, my brunch table's waiting." Her designer stilettos clicked away, then the door slammed. I knew exactly how many of Blair's shiny labels were fake, but calling her out wasn't worth my breath. Our other 2 roommates couldn't resist clinging to the glamour, inflating her legend until it felt real. My father, local business legend, ranks among the richest men in the country. In Riverdale, when somebody flashes cash, people sneer, "Who do you think you are, Jonathan?" Funny thing, Jonathan, Riverdale's wealthiest titan, happens to be my dad. Yet here I am on campus, white tee, jeans, sneakers, basically a self-declared bum. Why? Comfort beats couture, that's all. Not like I've never worn luxury. Last semester my aunt mailed me a Birkin worth 230 grand. Before I could carry it even once, Blair started chirping that it was counterfeit. I couldn't be bothered to argue, I just gave the bag to a friend. I had barely shut my eyes when a shrill ringtone slapped me awake again. The screen flashed Chase. Freshman year summer he confessed his feelings, and we'd been inseparable for 3 years since. A call this early could only mean one thing: date plans. After all, our 3-year anniversary was around the corner. Sure enough, Morgan. "Ivy, let's meet at the cafe across from campus." I hung up, vaulted out of bed, and threw on clothes. Inside Blue, Chase was already waiting. When I slid into the seat he jumped up so fast a velvet box tumbled from his pocket, he crammed it back in like it was contraband. I looked away and pretended I hadn't seen. Probably an anniversary surprise, first pricey gift in 3 years. I wasn't about to ruin the moment. Then he spoke. "Ivy, let's break up." I froze. "I've wanted this a while," he kept going. "I'm decent looking, my family's comfortable, and I don't want to waste more time on you. After we split, do us both a favor, don't cling." Translation: I'm not good enough for him. Before I could answer, he strode out and disappeared. The nerve. 3 years together and he'd never given me anything decent. Last gift was year 1, bargain bin snacks stuffed in colored tissue, after which he'd asked me to buy him limited edition sneakers. He constantly cried poor and hit me up for allowance. In short, stingy, shameless freeloader. Back at the dorm, I was wide awake now. Blair rolled in late that night, bossing Ding Shiyu around, water here, towel there. A brand new necklace glittered at her throat, identical to the box Chase had tried to hide. Ding Shiyu noticed too. Blair announced with a smirk. "Just a trinket from some trust fund guy in the next department. He's been chasing me." Strange, Chase isn't a trust fund heir, and he used to trash talk Blair's flashy, label whore vibe. "Ivy, sometimes you remind me of a pathetic lapdog, no money, no style. Face it, you're an ugly duckling who can't climb a single rung. Your man of 3 years dumped you like trash. If I were you I'd die of shame." Blair's drunk eyes glittered with venom. "You two are together." I stared, alarmed. She gave a lazy nod. The guy you grovelled after for 3 years came running when I crooked my finger. Pathetic. No wonder you're basically a mutt. Fury shot to my skull. I stalked to the hallway's end, clutching my phone. Chase, are you dating Blair? His impatient voice crackled back. Do I have to spell it out, Ivy? I'm done with you. You're broke and style dead, an embarrassment on my arm. People move up, you know. Blair's family is loaded, they own businesses. So yeah, we're together. Don't act like I betrayed you, look in a mirror for once. 3 years and he'd never bought me a designer necklace. To impress Blair he didn't blink. So my cheap look was the problem all along. Fine, 1 freeloader, 1 gold digger. Congrats and good riddance. I slammed the call shut. Next afternoon my bestie Maya dropped by, only to walk straight into Blair's crosshairs. You must be Maya. Dresses like a hick. Birds of a feather, I guess. Did Ivy tell you her man tossed her? Blair tore open a Chanel delivery and waved the flap bag under our noses. People match their bags. A knockoff girl like Ivy deserves knockoff purses. I was hunched over a business proposal Dad wanted, prep for the day he hands me the empire. Before I could lift my head, Maya fired back. You threw yourself at someone else's boyfriend, what does that make you? Do Mommy and Daddy know? Blair's face darkened instantly. Someone like you, trailer trash, dares mention my parents. Which construction site are yours pouring concrete on right now? We'll see who's chasing whom. Chase dumped Ivy because she's bargain bin, that's why he's after me. Forget it, a girl no guy once could never understand. Maya's dad really did work on a construction site, the words froze her silent. Blair's grin widened. Did I hit a nerve? Like father, like daughter, you and Ivy are born to clock in for the rest of us. Marry some broke loser and don't dream above your pay grade. Every syllable was a slap, and Maya couldn't lift her head. I snapped my laptop shut and pulled her out. Ivy, Chase really changed. He actually wants that? Maya asked, disappointment dripping. She'd been the one who introduced Chase to me in the first place. I nodded, helpless. Yeah. 3 years with the cheapskate, and my anniversary gift was his so-called heart. A few days chasing Blair, designer bags, pricey necklaces, he'd empty his last dollar. He thinks I'm discount racks, unworthy of price tags. Maya tried to comfort me, finally just patting my shoulder. Whatever. We graduate soon, we'll never see those losers again. I nodded hard. I'll inherit the family empire. Those two can tangle till death, just stay out of my sight. Chase, you door-dashed me spicy crawfish. Wait right there, I'm coming down. Blair cooed into her phone, eyes sparkling with contempt. The other roommates had left, only the 2 of us remained. Moments later she sashayed back in with the takeout box, feigning a trip beside me. The next second, Casey cascaded over my head. My white tea was ruined, reeking of spicy sauce. Blair played shocked. My crawfish. Are you blind? You saw me coming and didn't move. I was furious. You did that on purpose. Don't flatter yourself, this box costs more than your whole outfit. Besides, Chase paid. Don't tell me you're still thirsty for him. She rolled her eyes, pinching her nose. Gross, pathetic. No wonder he dumped you. Pay me double for the crawfish. But hey, since you're broke, crawl and lick Casey off the floor and I'll call it even. She raised her phone, eager for the show. I yanked 4 or 500s from my bag and flung them at her, then rushed to change. Grease clung to my skin under the soggy fabric. Behind me, Clicks and Blair's laughter exploded. Why run? That look suits you. I'm still waiting for you to kneel and slurp. Campus needs new wallpaper. When I came back, Blair had vanished. The room was a war zone. Casey, plastic shell, garbage dumped on my desk. Untouched crawfish smeared over my chair. Definitely intentional. I snapped a photo without hesitation. Maybe she feared payback, she'd sprinted away. I crouched, scooped the leftover Casey, and sprinkled it across her comforter. Not enough, I smashed a jar of La Mer for good measure. That afternoon the dorm group chat detonated. Blair had posted my miserable photo, white tea soaked in oil. 2 minutes later she added, oops, wrong send, can't unsend. Most people knew me, her cheap act was transparent. Instant backlash, cut the act, we see your script. Stole someone's guy, now flaunting it. Trash bags still trash. She lives on my floor, chin so high she'd drown in rain. Homewrecker proud in HD. Messages roasting Blair stacked up, she played dead. I uploaded the carnage on my desk and captioned, someone's crawfish, untouched, poured on me. The spat escalated to full dorm civil war. Plenty chimed in on my side. But our two remaining suitemates were Blair's loyal lapdogs, defending her line by line. After several rounds Blair's camp ran out of insults and quieted. From that day she wore the crown, most shameless homewrecker in Hudson history. The uproar dragged Blair and me to the academics' office. There, Blair remained cocky. I just bumped her by accident, she knocked over my crawfish. We'd settled it privately, but she had to whine in the group chat, how petty. Academic cleared his throat, signaling her to stop. She rattled on. Prof, you're not siding with her, right? Remember, last term I gave you a Prada tote, my aunt pulled strings. Enough. The academic's face reddened. I've heard both sides. Ivy, you shouldn't have deliberately spilled food. I'm aware of your romantic history. Still, I hope you won't target Blair. Translation, I'm hung up on Chase, so I'm harassing Blair? Nice creative writing, prof impartial on the surface, biased every other word. Blair lifted her chin, waiting for my apology. See. When the dust settles, only you look bad. I kept my head high, no apology. Ivy, if you refuse, the conflict isn't resolved. I can't let you two keep rooming together. Perhaps, move off campus. Graduation's near anyway. Academic eyed me tentatively. No cash for rent. Apologize, post it in every school chat, and you can stay. Blair smirked, certain I'd cave. But the next second, I nodded. Academic, I'm happy to move off campus. Apart from an uncanny gift for pretending to be rich, Blair was honestly useless. Picture this, the moment she drenches me in Casey, I'm kicked out of the dorm. Unless she's actually rich enough to buy off every girl on the hall, the friends who like me could drown her in spit. Under their startled stares, I turned back to the dorm and started packing. Ah, my comforter, my llama. Blair screeched, barging in just as I stepped out of the building. I strode toward the gate, luggage in hand, her tantrum fading behind me. At the entrance, Chase happened to cruise by with his posse. Yo, Morgan, isn't that your ex? One of them smirked. Chase waved both hands like he was shooing flies. Bring her up again and we're not brothers. I wouldn't touch that if she begged. She chased me for years, now I've got a real girlfriend. 3 years of history, erased in 2 sentences. I finally saw the real face under his gentleman mask. Maya had come to carry my bags, she jabbed a finger at him. You crawling after Ivy on your knees? Want me to remind your boys how low you went? You jump to a new girl and trash your ex, what kind of man is that? Chase's eyes reddened, he clenched his fists. Shut it, Maya. Don't make me hit a girl. I pulled her behind me. Lost all shame, Chase? You begged for sneakers while we were together. My Venmo history is intact. If I'm so worthless, refund me. He wilted. You gave those willingly. I laughed in disgust. From this second we're strangers. Bark at me again and I'll lawyer up and claw back every cent. He nodded, defeated, and dragged his crew away. Maya hung her head. My bad. I was blind to set you up with that. I sighed. Forget it, 3 years, consider it dog food. Pretty expensive tuition for finally seeing someone. She worried, rent's brutal. Hotels aren't cheap either. I shook my head. I've wanted off campus anyway. Graduation's almost here. At the word graduation, Maya's shoulders sagged. Her parents expected her to marry right after commencement. The dowry would fund her brother's condo. Cash had always been tight and favors flowed to the son. Her monthly allowance was pocket change, basically wilderness survival. Freshman year, I spotted her scraping coins for the class fund and paid it. We'd been inseparable since. Seeing her slump, I squeezed her hand. Come work for me after graduation. She snorted. Sure, princess. What, you're slumming it for field research? I'm dead serious, high salary, minimal work. Or skip work, I can keep one friend solvent. Graduation loomed, and the class rep booked a final dinner. Maya nagged me all week to ditch the sweats and look feminine. I laughed but obeyed, digging out a skirt and designer stilettos, even texting my overseas aunt for styling tips. When I walked in, even Maya blinked in surprise. Chase stared a beat too long until Blair's glare jabbed him back to reality. "Ivy, you're stunning tonight," the rep chirped, deliberately steering the mood. Blair sniffed. "Stunning? She's been a slob for years. Academic kicked her out for it. Bet that outfit's a rental, cost you, didn't it?" Maya rolled her eyes. "Can't afford it, so you scream rental? Shameless." The rep clapped her hands. "Come on, last gathering ever. Blair, why drag your boyfriend? That's serious." Blair simpered at Chase. "We're marrying after commencement, he's got the house and car, my family owns companies. Too bad we met senior year, we could have had longer." She tossed me a look that said I'd been the waste of time. Chase, still quiet, suddenly found his script, draping an arm around her. "Yeah, I wish I'd met Blair sooner. Life throws pointless obstacles." Obstacle, that was me. After 3 years, I knew his finances. The bragging was almost pitiful. I'd just sit back and wait for the crash. Maya nudged me. "You're letting this slide?" I patted her hand. "Easy. After commencement, Sis is taking you to champagne and lobster." The entire meal was Blair and Chase karaoke about their fabulous married life. They bragged so hard half the table started buttering them up. Maya and I watched the circus in silence. As we stood to leave, a girl gasped, "OMG, Ivy, shoe twin with Blair. Designer stilettos can clash." I glanced down, same pair. Blair rolled her eyes. "Please, hers are fakes from some sweatshop. Mine are overseas exclusive." Overseas exclusive, funny. My aunt had mailed these from abroad. I smiled thinly. "Pretty bold, Blair. The authentic pair only comes in patent leather. When did they release a suede special edition?" Blair's face changed on the spot. "Making things up. What do you even know about luxury?" Before she could retort, a classmate who's fluent in brands was already holding up her phone and shouting, "Right? I only remember the patent version. I just checked the official site, those stilettos only come in patent, so Ivy's pair is the real thing." The words were one step short of outright saying Blair's wearing counterfeit. Blair glared at us, frantic. "You planned this, didn't you? A nobody like you dares wear the same style as me? Ivy, you did this on purpose to humiliate me. And you," she turned to the girl who'd spoken up, "you were wagging your tail at me like a dog 5 minutes ago, now you're fawning over her. Do you wag at everyone? Bitch pack, how disgusting. Who cares what you think? You actually believe you're somebody? Caught in fakes and you lose your mind. How dare you say we're wearing the same pair? I don't touch counterfeit, trashy as hell." I fired back loud and clear. Even more mortified, Blair spun on her heel and stalked off when she felt every eye aimed at her. Chase watched his little rich girl fiancé storm away, shot us a savage glare, and hurried after her. The graduation dinner ended on that sour note. The classmate who'd been caught in Blair's crossfire deleted the WhatsApp contact she'd just added, muttering, "Wearing knockoffs and still so arrogant, unreal." Less than a month after commencement, I walked straight into Dad's company as a director. With Maya in tow. Sports cars, a mansion, real power. On our first day, Maya looked at me and sighed, "Ivy, you really are filthy rich. My whole future is riding on you." I waved her off with a modest grin, "Keep it low-key." That afternoon, while we were heading out for bubble tea, Lady Luck served up a bonus right at the doorstep, Blair and Chase. If you believed their hype, their combined net worth was well into 8 figures. Yet here they were, applying for jobs at Daddy's tower. Sure enough, Chase looked us over with pure disdain. "You two here to interview too? Don't bother, this place is brutal. Whatever, consider it big city sightseeing." Blair chimed right in. "Prestigious firms aren't charity cases. Don't embarrass yourselves. A nobody like you, no connections. Please. Interviewing at the same company as you? Cringe. Thought your families were loaded. Why job hunt at all?" I blinked innocently. Blair sneered. "Small-town vision, right on cue. Come on, Chase, ignore her. Let's prep for the real interview." She looped her arm through his, sashayed past me, and rammed my shoulder hard enough to stagger me. Face delivered straight to my palm, would be rude not to slap. Maya, go grab a few boxes of spicy crawfish takeout. The more, the merrier. I turned to her. She looked lost, disappointed. They already trashed you and you're thinking snack attack? Fine, I'll go. Bring it back hot. I called after her. Revenge is best served steaming and delivered by your own hand. I knew Maya felt the same. We were classmates, after all, so of course I'd personally chair the interviews. I'd already briefed HR. First in, Blair. The instant she saw me her face froze in disbelief. Cat got your tongue. Have a seat. I smiled sweetly. She stood like stone. Ivy, what are you doing here? Where's the interviewer? I tapped my own chest. Interviewer, present. She stared, white-lipped. Impossible. For years at Hudson, I know your background. What scam did you pull? Scam? I only pulled one, at birth. Happened to respawn as Jonathan's daughter. Color drained from her cheeks. While she was still reeling, I scooped up the takeout boxes, lids conveniently loose, and advanced. Next second Casey cascaded from her crown. Ah. Ivy, that's abuse of power. Bitch, I'll expose you, she screeched, suddenly awake. I waggled my phone. Got footage of you drenching me first, call it even. Besides, my crawfish cost more than your entire outfit. Pennies, right? Bitch. You dare. She lunged like a maniac. I was ready. One kick sent her sprawling. You reek, back off. Gross. Ivy, you're just jealous. Jealous the guy you chased 3 years dumped you for me. Rich means squat, Chase said he'd never want you, she yelled from the floor, laughing. I pinched my nose and leaned in. Chase. Second-hand goods. You're a recycling plant, perfect match. Still she snarled. Don't play pure. If you're over him, why single us out for interviews? Too bad, we inked the license. Wedding next month. Try to wreck it and I'll plaster your name across every feed. You think he married you for love? Dream you'll be some trophy wife? More like trophy debt. My tone dripped pity. Her eyes bulged. What debt? Ivy, spit it out, quit lying. Upset he splurged on me. Right on cue Maya strode in with security. Drag this psycho out, launch her, she ordered. The guards hauled a still shrieking Blair away. Next contestant, Chase. He'd definitely eavesdropped. He entered twitchy and lost. Ivy, this is really your family's company. Why didn't you tell me when we were together? Classic shameless, he never changes. Greed glittered in his eyes. If we'd been honest we wouldn't have detoured. Jonathan only has one kid you. Running a conglomerate alone is rough. Let's reconcile while it's hush-hush. Blair and I haven't had the ceremony, we can quietly divorce. I swear I'll devote myself to you from now on. Chase looked as if he'd already vanished inside his own daydream. A twice-married man, why would I even want him again? A guy who doesn't love himself is nothing but wilted lettuce. Besides, even if he never signed a marriage license, after what happened the mere sight of him turns my stomach. I flicked my hand in irritation. Enough. Shut up. My father's name isn't yours to toss around. I let you in here for one reason, to warn you, take your wife and crawl out of my life. Neither of you will ever set foot in our company. Setting aside our personal history, you two simply don't have the skill. He scrambled to apologize. Ivy, you're upset with me, right? Every man makes mistakes, but I swear I'll treat you like my only one from now on. As for Blair, I'll stay 10 feet away whenever I see her. I motioned for security, my patience was gone. Chase, are you deaf? I don't want you two anywhere near this block. Grow old together, die together, whatever. I hope you stay chained to each other for life. The guards hauled him off without mercy. With his scrawny chicken build, he looked a mess while they dragged him, too flustered to keep begging. Satisfying, Maya said, giving me a thumbs up. I flashed a bright grin. The real fun's still coming, watch how they torture each other next. After we kicked the pair out, Maya and I dove into company work and almost forgot the whole circus. Then one day Blair found my number from God knows where and shattered the calm. Ivy, I'm 3 months pregnant with Chase's baby. Stop scheming. All the money in your wallet won't change the fact you're still trailer trash at heart. I did quick math, they weren't even engaged yet, so I clapped in delight. Pregnant before marriage? A double blessing, congratulations. The line went dead for a second, as if her punch had landed on cotton, then she snarled little bitch and hung up. Maya, sitting beside me, had heard every word. Blair keeps calling you names and you're letting it slide. Maya, youngsters need patience, I intoned, patting her shoulder. Before long, Chase staged a one-man protest outside headquarters. I want to see Ivy. She's my girlfriend, let me in. Block me? Fine, when she comes out I'll deal with you one by one. Big talk for a small man. Luckily the guards remembered my orders and kept him penned outside the perimeter. Maya and I strolled out unhurried. Ivy, I knew you still care, he blurted, lunging forward. Why are you here again? Wasn't I crystal clear last time? Ivy, I've come to win you back. I've done nothing but think, and I know I messed up. Take me back and I'll divorce Blair today. You can't stand watching me with someone else, I sliced the air with my hand. Stop. You want a reunion? Then what about your precious bride, who, last I heard, is carrying your kid? Without missing a beat he said, abort it. I'll make her get rid of it. That con woman pretended to be a trust fund heiress in college. I blew cash chasing her, even took loans. Only after the wedding did I learn. I was blind. Ivy let me fix it. I nodded, amused. Keep going. Ivy, I swear she won't birth that brat. I never wanted Blair, you know her type sickens me. She threw herself at me, how could I not slip? Enough. Abort or keep it, I don't care. There will be no reunion, and don't you dare blame me. I turned to security. Toss him so far I can't hear his voice. A ring of guards hoisted Chase up, carried him down the block, and dumped him on the pavement. Come again and you'll fly again, I shouted. Pedestrians stared, his ego shattered, he scurried away scarlet-faced. I'd barely stepped out of the boardroom when Maya popped up, eyes sparkling. What? I asked, startled. Why didn't you tell me you'd already dug up Blair and Chase's dirt? Heh. She rattled on flash marriage, flash divorce. That fast? Maya nodded. Chase thought Blair was an heiress, figured he'd live easy, so he borrowed up to his neck chasing her. After the wedding, the collectors started calling. Blair realized he's a counterfeit prince and tried to empty their joint account and run. Chase caught her and almost snapped her leg. Say what? Chase isn't just a penny-pinching freeloader, he's a wife-beater too. Honestly, I owe Blair a thank you for dragging me out of that swamp. What about the kid? I remembered Blair's smug phone boast. Total fiction. Now Blair's screaming for divorce while Chase demands they split the mounting debt. She's threatening to make a scene unless he lets her walk. They brawled on the courthouse steps. May suddenly snapped her fingers. By the way, Blair hit up half our old classmates for loans, did she come crawling to you? I shook my head and double-checked my phone. Sure enough, a days-old text I'd dismissed as spam. Ivy, we were classmates for years. I know you're kind, could you lend me some cash? A laugh burst out of me. Kind? My strongest virtue is holding a grudge and I keep them in mint condition for years. I deleted the message on the spot. I tilted my head toward Maya. See? Villains always craft their own hells, then happily jump in. She answered with a knowing smile. Sunlight poured down just right, as if every last fleck of nonsense had been blown clear away. The wind had swept the absurd past into the gutter, taking every ugly remnant with it. Thanks for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your take in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more gripping tales. See you next time.